Back to another Mariners game react. It is the 4th of July, Friday. It's currently 4:53, close to 5 o'clock here at T-Mobile Park. You can hear the seagulls, I'm sure. Folks have cleaned up a little bit. Everyone has essentially gone home. I think Nico Tamurian with Como 4 is actually down there. I don't know if you can see Nico down there. But anyway, Mariners start their 3-game series against the Pittsburgh Pirates with a 6-0 victory. Bailey Falter on the mound for Pittsburgh. He only gives up 3 hits in this one, but they're all home runs. Cal Raleigh, 2 home runs in this one. Randy Arozarena hits a homer, and then Dylan Moore gets a home run off of a reliever later in the game to help kind of put the cherry on top of everything, especially given the way that he's been playing and the question that I asked Ed Wilson pregame today as well. So we'll get into it. After a frustrating loss like last night where it was close, where the Mariners weren't able to come through in the clutch. They had your 2, 3, and 4 hitters coming up to the plate in key situations throughout the course of the late innings. They weren't able to cash in. Kind of wondered how they would respond. Always wonder how a team's going to respond after a frustrating loss, right? Especially given this Pirates team that sits at the bottom of the National League Central Division. But they had won 6 straight. They'd won 8 of their last 10. They were coming into this series hot, right? A lot of energy, a lot of festivities. Sorry, making sure the microphone is fixed there. Going on. It's 4th of July, right? 33,000 fans, 33,061 for the game notes. Thank you, Mariners PR. 33,061 in attendance. Nice weather. It's obviously a day game. It's weird being here this early for a game on a Friday. Good energy in the ballpark, and Brian Wu was able to keep that going. 6 scoreless innings for Brian. He has now 17 consecutive outings of 6 or more to start the season. That's tied with Mark Langston for the second most ever to begin a season in Mariners franchise history, behind only Randy Johnson, who had 20 back in, if I can find it here, back in 1993. So 17 consecutive outings of 6+ innings are tied for the second longest to begin a season in Mariners history with Mark Langston. So Brian did his job. He continues to show up. He continues to make his case for an All-Star game appearance. He was asked about that post-game, said he didn't think about it too much, really. I said it would be great if he could join Cal in Atlanta in a few weeks for that event, but said it's out of his control, and he's just going to, no matter if he gets selected or not, he's going to come back in the second half ready to show up. So, that's Brian Wu for you. He's just been so dominant for Seattle, so critical. I asked Dan Wilson about the season that he's been having post-game, and he cited, the injuries that the rotation has had, helping the bullpen throughout the course of the season. Obviously, right now, the stretch that they're in, where the Mariners are playing so many games without a break, and going into the All-Star break in the near future here, their bullpen is really taxed. So, to get guys to go deeper into these games, backing up and looking at the season, the guys who have been on the injured list, right, the guys who've dealt with injuries. Brian's been huge. Brian has been your number 1 starter this season, and it's not a debate, and he should be an all-star. So I hope he does get that recognition. He's gone 6+ innings in all 17 of his starts, most in Major League Baseball. His 2.77 ERA with 104 strikeouts, 19 walks and 17 starts. He's one of 2 MLB pitchers with a sub-3 ERA, 100+ strikeouts, and 20 or fewer walks this season, along with Tarek Skubal, who is the best pitcher in baseball. Or one of. Paul Skeens will be here on Sunday. So, just trying to make this the Brian Wu segment of this game reaction, essentially, right? He's been great. He did face trouble here and there, but he was able to work out of it. A little bit with help of his defense. I think in the first inning, Randy Arozarena down on the left field foul line over here makes a great sliding play to help end the inning. There was 2 runners on. There was some traffic there. I had last night. I had the game summary pulled up on my phone. I should have this as well, but kind of similar to Logan Evans last night. There were there's 2 or maybe 3 innings where your starter faces trouble, and whether it be by his own volition or through help of the defense, that he was able to get through it. So those are big. Yeah. Brian Reynolds walked and Nick Gonzalez doubled. Put runners on second and third. Ryan was able to get out of it because of the sliding catch by Randy Rosarena. Up and down the next two innings. Bases loaded. In the fourth with just the one out, gets former Mariner Adam Frazier and his mustache to strike out swinging, and gets Joey Bart to ground out to get out of that one. Chugs along fifth, 1, 2, 3, and then the sixth was weird. Nick Gonzalez singles. O'Neill Cruz flies into a double play. Nick Gonzalez had gotten all the way. Sorry, touch the screen here so I can make sure I'm pointing at the right thing. Oh, hello, there it goes. To second base. He had gotten all the way to second base by the time that Julio caught it, and he had to run back. He didn't realize that it was going to be a flyout. And he ends up getting doubled up. Brian's pumped. He's pumping his fist. He's screaming. Made sure to high-five Julio as Julio was coming off the field. So it's always cool to see Brian share some emotion. That's the Brian Wu section. Cal Raleigh. I was talking to Taryn Kovash of Sports Illustrated while we were waiting to go into the clubhouse postgame, just about how ridiculous the season that Cal Raleigh is having. Obviously this year is remarkable, but obviously you think about last year, 34 home runs is no small feat. I think last season he breaks the record for most homers in the first 4 seasons in a catcher's career. Something like that, right? Has a platinum glove season. That was remarkable. Still the batting average wasn't great. He's hitting for average this year. He's taking walks. He's hitting all these homers. 2 today, 34th and 35th. So he sets a new career single season record for homers. Ties Ken Griffey Jr. for the most home runs ahead of the All-Star break in Mariners franchise history. There's more here. I could just go through essentially I can go through the game notes. Let's see here. His 128 career homers matches Mike Piazza for the most home runs by a catcher through his first 5 major league seasons. It was his 7th multi-homer game of the season, tied for the second most in MLB history through a team's first 88 games, trailing only Reggie Jackson. You trail Reggie Jackson in anything, and that's an accomplishment. His 7 multi-homer games tie him with Babe Ruth, who did it twice, Jimmy Fox, Luis Gonzalez, Albert Pujols. It's remarkable. And then the first one he hit that went out there to left field was hit 115. Where is it? I just lost it. 115.2 miles per hour, the hardest hit ball of his career. Funny enough, the one that he hit hardest previously, 114 miles per hour, July 7th, 2022, versus Toronto, was off Casey Lawrence. Funny enough. So, Mariners PR does a great job with all the stats here. It's just remarkable to see what Cal is doing and how often that he's doing it. I'll try to find it here. Bottom of the first. Julio reaches on a catching error by the first baseman, Spencer Horwitz. Nick Gonzalez at second seemingly made the routine play on the ground out. Looked like it was going to be a frustrating, out for Julio to begin his day after the rough night that he had last night. But he reaches, and I was just hoping that maybe that would open up things for him. And Cal mashes this fastball that Bailey Falter left in the lower inside quadrant of the zone, sending it, basically halfway up the second deck over there in left field, which is pretty remarkable there. And then later in the game was able to... Oh, no, we'll do the Cal Raleigh stuff. I was going to bring up Randy. In the 6th, adds on with a solo shot to left center field on a fastball. Again, lower inside quadrant off Falter. Falter wanted to go there. Don't know why, because it didn't work, because Cal hit the 2 homers there. So you lead by 4 going into this the 6th. And then Dylan Moore gets the 2-run homer in the 7th. Randy Arozarena. Continues to hit the ball well. His 5th homer of the homestand. It's funny, Taryn, I'm going to mention Taryn once again. Taryn mentioned that Randy has hit homers pull side. He's hit it to center field. And then today he went oppo to get his solo shot. So it's great to see Randy start to get going. You get a guy like him moving forward. I don't have it on here. That's fine. You get him going, that would be really big. Obviously there's holes in this Mariners lineup. We all know that. But you get a guy like him to be the player that he's showing right now. I don't need him to hit 5 homers in 5 games all the time. Doesn't hurt, of course. But you see how electric he can be. You see what he can do for the rest of your lineup. That's big, and especially when it seems like Cal has been doing everything, which he has. It's great to have someone else, chipping in, helping contribute in there as well. So, Dylan Moore. We'll go to Dylan Moore here. I asked pregame, I asked Dan Wilson, I said, hey, basically, obviously he's been struggling. There's the number, it's on Twitter, the amount of strikeouts he's had in his last 30, I think it was 24 strikeouts in his last 36 plate appearances. It's horrible. In the month of June, he had like a 55% strikeout rate. His negative 62 WRC plus in the month of June was amongst the top 10 worst months ever in the StatCast era. A lot of numbers to tell you he's been bad. Like I said on the show last night, I think he's playing hurt. It just doesn't look right up there. And the first few plate appearances looked like that as well. He struck out on he had a 3-pitch strikeout. I think it was his second of the game at this point, where the pitches were 91 miles per hour, 91 miles per hour, 92 miles per hour. The second 91 mile per hour was dead red. That is a pitch, especially against lefties, that Dylan Moore, I almost said Dan Wilson, that Dylan Moore crushes. A normal Dylan Moore crushes. So that's why I'm like, hey, I don't think he's fully healthy here. I don't think that, we're seeing him right. I don't think he looks right. But he was able to rip into a ball that bounced, I believe it was the Pittsburgh bullpen over there, for a 2-run homer, which, hey man, good for him. Doesn't excuse what's happened. Maybe this is the turnaround for him. I've said it on our shows before. I think I said it on last night's show. I'm typically the optimist, which I know people don't like. That's fine. I get it. Trust me, I've been beat to death by this team emotionally for my 24 years of life now. But I'm here's hoping that it's the start of something big for him, because he's just been unplayable, and he was unplayable for up until the 7th inning when he hit the homer, at least at the plate, So, what else did we have today? Edward Bizzardo and Trent Thornton helped close out the rest of this game. Bizzardo threw another inning. Thornton threw 2 innings in this one. Yeah, nice for the Mariners to get this win. It's Seattle's 5th consecutive win on July 4th. They've registered shutout wins in 2 of their last 3 Independence Day games. You go back to their 6-0 win 2023 in San Francisco, the Logan Gilbert game. Mike Ford actually, I think, was a triple shy of the cycle in that one. So that's pretty funny. They had 4 homers, tied for the second most in a game this season. They're 8-5 over the last 13 games. They just really haven't been able to catch up to the Astros, and it's their 4th shutout win of the season. So, good one today. Look at the lineup here. Yeah, Julio 0 for 4, 1 run, 4 putouts. Not great. I mean, no strikeouts. You could look at that as improvement, right? Mitch Garver 0 for 3, catching Brian today, unfortunately. Oh, no, wait. Julio had 4 putouts defensively. Got it. I'm an idiot. Yeah, quiet at the very bottom of the lineup, unfortunately. But, you'll take this one, right? 6-0 win, shutout victory you'll take, especially against a team like Pittsburgh that had been hot coming into this series. Get the series started off right. Come back from last night's frustrating game, incredibly frustrating. Come back, get the win in this one. Get to spend the rest of the 4th with their families and all that. So, I'll go back down to the press box, get this uploaded. Hope you enjoy it. As I mentioned in the last few that I've done of these, if you've got feedback, if you've got thoughts, let me know. Hopefully today there's more light since it's still daytime. I've still got the seagulls. I think I'll grab this here. You can see yep, there they are. You can see the seagulls. Oh, there's Nico doing his hit. So, yeah, man. Hope you enjoy these. Back tomorrow, 7:10 start tomorrow. Unfortunately, get the weird late. I could have sworn it was a 6:40 originally, but I guess not. So, yeah, 7:10 start tomorrow for the Mariners in Game 2. It is Luis Castillo's pitching for Seattle. Mike Burrows is going for Pittsburgh. And then obviously Sunday we've got Paul Skeens going against George Kirby. So, hope you enjoy it. Give you one last look at the ballpark here as the crows are going off. Hope you have a good rest of your holiday. Hope you are well. Take care of yourselves, be well, and do whatever you can to make today a great day.